Sup everyone, we're back with more Great Ace Attorney 2, Resolve. It's time for us to start the next cross-examination. Well, in a few lines here. I think the man is a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. There we go. Witness testimony. The Ultimate Gas Company's investigation. Not the prosecutor's path, though. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Ultimate gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. I said I would do a Popeye voice last time, for those who didn't see it. And it is certainly something to behold now that I'm doing this. I don't know if it's close in the slightest, honestly. It probably isn't. It probably isn't. I don't know. Anyways, that's enough of that. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though. And the collection agent has the only key. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? I have changed that voice drastically since last time. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. Yeah, shut up. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zykes? Did the mustachio Nipponese poison the ganglion excuse for an act, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. That's chalice number 3. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your eastern island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. And that's one bottle ruined as well. He is really pissed. Do what you will. Lord Van Zykes appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. I mean, he just broke a chalice and a bottle within seconds of each other. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. Not wrong. And the first step in uncovering that will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Alright. In we go. What do we got? 4 statements, was it? No, still 5. I was just bad at reading, apparently. So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? That I do. After trying to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspeare? Well, now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Not too surprised on that. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish. Ultimate gas meters except threepenny pit. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that because reading this dude for too long is probably not good for my vocal cords. I say this as I'm speaking this in his voice. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? And they're the latest model, the height of technology. Developed by our company, Ultimate Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes? So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. 3 of 3 pence. A bit more than that, usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Sosuke-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meter for coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. Huh. And yet the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. Hold it! Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it? Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Huh. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamespeare Special. Sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of money, an awful lot of three-penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget their humility. When I opened up the money box and found it bare, "You what?" I said. "You what?" And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. That's me having a voices, dude. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being shimmied open anywhere, not a single sign. What's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. Gotta get a drink. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Ay. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I still got it. Oh? Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man. I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. The gas meter has been entered into the court record. Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your farce of a testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. Oof. You know what? Let's just see what the contents of this meter... how bad the contents of this meter are. The hell is this? Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here, there's a little hole. Do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspeare? Possibly. It seems the people at Ultimate Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. The attached coin box sports a very strong lock, and there is a tiny hole in its base. What is this? It's a very sturdy looking... Oh, that was a padlock? Okay, whatever. The hit detection boxes sometimes on things are a bit whack, so whatever. And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway. It's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Okay, I guess that's all. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the key. We'll press this for the sake of content. There's only one key for all your meters. Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get a hold of a key, we didn't know if the coin box had been opened. Oh? How? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see. A seal? Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said. But the seal hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shamspeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it. Frickin' the glance to the screen always gets me with Ryunosuke. It would seem so, but that would be impossible. All the finding actually wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? Okay. I could press the last statement, but I think we're fine here. I think this has got to be it. Objection. Here we go. Also, I like the animation of her swinging her umbrella. Lady Ultimate, I'm afraid to say, Ultimate, that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? What? Get away, I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Hole? What? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. What is that made out of? Metal or plastic? Because the break makes it look like it's made out of plastic or something. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why? Actually, no, it's probably metal. I question how he made that hole. Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Ultimate. I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is... I guess, I don't know. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, wielded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo, yeah, nothing leaks from the ultimate meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing. I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it's pertinent. As you wish, my lord. All joints on the metal are welded shut and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it. Okay, what if we press this and maybe we can talk about the other stuff? Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they've tried. But they've all given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Miss Naruhodo? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should focus on? Yeah, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Yeah, sure. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put it in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't... In a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, how does the meter know that the coin that's being fed is a threepenny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meters tell coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. I see. It's clearly been well thought through. Thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. Huh. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a threepenny bit. Nothing else would fit. Do we have anything for this statement? About the cups. I don't know, it seems like a... I don't know how big a 3/4 of an inch in diameter is. I don't know, maybe it would fit the bottom of this? Or like if you put it upside... I don't know, like the base of this maybe? We've already examined this, right? Wait. 3/4 of an inch. Did find the soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it... Oh my gosh. A cheap bar of soap that was discovered just outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. There's a 2-centimeter diameter circle depression in the middle of one surface. This is it, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. You could even say it fits the bill. Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? The item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap! Certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. Looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. Shwum. Got it. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that brown depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! Is anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Someone from the gallery just throws a coin. Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Oh my god, it actually was a member of the gallery. Now to see if it fits. Oh shit. My word, it couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Well, I don't believe it. Chalice number 4.
So your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas.
Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur at least that pushing a coin of some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspear has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I followed the chain of thought, it's gonna bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Ultimate. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes?
Exactly, and the meter here gives it away. Damn. Frickin' Van Zykes isn't trying to cover it up. What on earth? Slam. There are remnants of the magical method used visibly on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, Counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once.
Well, it's definitely this. I don't really know how, though, quite yet. We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meter Man, were loitering, in the freezing winter air. Winter. Freezing. That's where we found this soap. Ah! I get it! That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Oh my Oh! It's a coin made out of ice! And the reason there's a hole is because it would leave water behind when it melts. And so they get rid of the evidence by having it all trickle out. Wait a second, wait a second. Where was it? Where was it? There's a puddle! It goes from here. You drop the ice-made coin in. It drops to the bottom, and then it melts, and it all falls to the ground. Oh my god. Yo, I gotta say that frickin' Shamspear here, dude is clever if nothing else to come up with that.
Did you say ice?
Mr. Shamspear has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth and speeds. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts,
turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing ultimate gas. Holy shit. That is clever. I don't know how it connects. Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water? That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money, much large quantities amount of money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a piece of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence.
Sorry?
I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she?
Okay, this is gonna be hellish. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it.
What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory?
I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time.
Oh, is it what I just pointed out, the puddle?
And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. This piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamspeare has been stealing gas is the crime scene photograph.
Take that!
I did it.
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows that the remnants of the crime scene carried out by Mr. Shamspeare shows the remnants. What remnants? Boom, ch, bada, boom, boom, choo. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. Yep.
What is that? Some kind of grubby stain?
Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter.
Ah!
If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all of his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor.
This is awful.
And there's further evidence, too. Mr. Shamspeare is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed Strike 9. And right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. Oh my god.
You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat around the bush there, did he?
In truth,
Mr. Shamspeare was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely.
Do you mean to say he was using that fork to... He was using it to pry coins out of the hole, wasn't he? That's how he got it out without breaking it. He frickin' scooped a fork underneath it. Is that it?
Sorry, that I just wanted to read that because it got cut off. Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Oh my god. It's all connected. The dots are fully connecting.
But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious.
Why was it... Oh, that's a second bottle.
Okay. Theory time. So, we know that they drank tea, right? Natsume and Shamspeare. And, originally there was the quote-unquote medallion that was actually a coin. It was red, right? What if it was tea? What if what was in this, the last coin that was made from the tea that Soseki brought? And if we look in here... Yeah! The ring here. The ring here is red. Hold up. Can I examine this? This must be the cup that Mr. Shamspeare is drinking from, then. It's stained on the inside.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh, really? I've never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to make a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it? Oh my god, that explains why there isn't a rim on Soseki's because of that.
Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture.
And most of them are Japanese. Oh my gosh. That's it, isn't it? He made tea using... I mean, he made a frozen coin using tea. Lord Van Sykes? I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. I have never heard that word before. Maybe I got it right, maybe I didn't. What is the meaning of this council? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well... that Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Ding, ding. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Ding, ding. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What? Dun dun. Brum bum. Order, order. Will counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruto? Sorry, just hit my head a bit. What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Sykes is saying? Raise an objection. We gotta. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What? But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Sykes just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Japanese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. He's doing an anime pose because he's pissed. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely... Oh, shit. What do I say here? I honestly don't know. I'll just do the old, trial, well, not trial and error. Was someone else responsible? Was there another visitor? I don't know. No, I don't think that would be it. I don't think it would be another visitor, because we have the man to say something. Meter man is here, so it's not the middle. Was the poison in the tea? Huh. Oh! Traces! Traces of the poison! We've all been led to believe the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shakespeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Oh, you want to talk about traces of the tea, huh? What about the last medallion he made? As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively.
Yeah, not good enough if they didn't examine the frickin' water stain on the ground, dumbass.
What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
We still don't know what this envelope's about, interestingly enough. Is it just this again?
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume?
Oh, I failed, didn't I? Well, I suspect it may possibly be related to the tea in some small way. If we dig deep enough...
Then you will be digging for a long time indeed, my learned friend.
Oh.
Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, you will find no sense in that absurd assertion.
I like doing pain sounds for Ryunosuke when he freaking hits his head on the back. Sometimes I wish I could disappear down a deep chasm to escape his deep sarcasm.
Then I advise you to think more deeply before you answer again this time.
Okay. Okay. We got this. It's not this. Is it just the tea? Oh, damn it. I failed. I'm gonna reload until I get it. BRB, I suck. Okay. I just reloaded back to get my health. So we tried these two. Is it this?
Good gracious! The soap again! The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice!
Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Oh my god. I just remembered! Natsume said that there was a frickin'... that there was a water pump. Or the water pump was frozen. So, Natsume bought bottles of water to bring in order to make tea. Meaning that that Shamspeare probably didn't have any other type of water to use. Because, the pumps and pipes were frozen. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar.
So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating.
In a way, yes. But there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Specifically the color. Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red.
The ice was red. No, you mean...
That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside... Yes.
always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again, never. Yeah. He had no other source of water.
Ah, yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poor-constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So on the night in question, Mr. Shamespeare, well, he is a very shameful person, but Mr. Shamespeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains Strike 9 at all.
You smug Nipponese!
Oh. I am smug, and I am living for it. My lord, you cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Yo, Zykes has gotten bodied to the extreme now. He is pissed off beyond belief. I have not seen him this mad. Like, he is completely dumbfounded.
Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once.
Yes, my lord, understood. I haven't had a voice of bailiff in a while. I forget. I think I just use that type of voice. It is time.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zykes.
None, my lord.
Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord. Oh my gosh. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Are we actually going to a second day? The first game didn't have that at all. It was all just stuff done in one day in multiple parts. This is interesting.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow.
I was not expecting that. Okay, then. To be continued. Wow. Okay. God damn. I was expecting us to go to a recess or something. But no, we're just going to the next day, and we're gonna get more investigation, I guess, next time. Huh. Well, anyways, that's it for now. Next time on Great Ace Attorney 2, we'll do some more investigating and see if we can find any additional evidence. We also probably should... I don't know why, but we spoke to Olive Green last time, or during the first investigation, and I feel like, considering we got to speak to her at all, there's probably going to be some more significance with her later. Be it in this case or a future one. So, either way, though, next time on Great Ace Attorney 2, we go investigating. Adios, ciao, and bye-bye. Signing off until next time. Ja, matane.